Yeah, were you pleased with the performance?
Mostly, yeah. I think we got the job done, didn't we? Yeah, there's moments in that game, though, I think that we needed to be a little bit more clinical, a little bit more ruthless, and we allowed them to get, opportunities that they probably shouldn't have had. But, in large parts, we're pretty happy.
And what about your chances of qualifying for the Champions Cup now?
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, we just, like we said during the week, mate, it's, we've just got to focus on us winning, continuing to win, and getting the results, performances that we want as well. So, look, we're in that situation in the season where we've just got to keep focusing on us and getting right.
Are you pleased with the way the players have responded after the Scarlets' defeat?
Yeah, I think so. I think we needed to. That we were sluggish that day, and I think against the Dragons, and in particularly how we've started tonight, I think there's some stuff to be pretty happy with. But it's we're searching for an 80-minute performance, and we weren't there tonight.
As forwards coach, Chris, what pleased you most tonight? I thought Dan Baker had a really good game. Nicky Smith was quite good as well. Right?
Yeah, listen, I think all of those guys went really well. Adam Baird has his first start on Liberty and goes 80, like that, and plays well. Like those are pleasing moments within the game, and individually, I think that's good. But I think from a set piece perspective, I thought our line-out functioned okay. Our drive was okay. Their guy swims up the side, and it's a pretty straightforward penalty. That we could have possibly scored there and got the bonus point just before half-time. But I thought how we adapted at scrum time with their loose head, how he was scrummaging, boring in, and we weren't quite getting that pitches that we would thought that would be pretty easy for the ref to see. But I thought how we adapted to that was pretty good.
With Dan Baker, what improvements have you noticed in his game this season?
I just think there's a lot more urgency and physicality with him, and that's some of the feedback he's had from us and from the Welsh lads, that his work rate on and off the ball has got to be improved, and I think he's making strides into that. And again, I thought he had a hell of a performance and deserved man of the match.
Alan Wynne, is he likely to be back for Judgment Day?
Like we said during the week, it's a bit early to rule him in or out this week. Again, it's just it is literally a week-to-week prospect. Those injuries that he's got, they can be quite niggly. So again, it's a really important time for him to get healed and get right. So if he's ready to go, then yep, we'll roll him out. If he's not, then no, he won't be involved.
What have you made of the two young locks who've been doing the job for you?
Well, yeah, listen, I think they've both been given challenges in their own right. Obviously, Beardy's a young man. He's been in the system a while and he's had tons of potential. So it was a big challenge for him to come in, and I think he's stepped up. Getting the start against the Dragons, and then again tonight he's put big shifts. And Ryan Year's had an indifferent sort of season through coming back from injury, and I thought, over the last two games, he's really put a line in the sand for us, and he's really done a job. And he's come in calling line-outs, which he hasn't done for a wee while with us. And I think he's done a pretty good job.
Judgment Day, everybody look forward to that?
Oh, listen, if you can't get excited about that, I don't know what you can get excited about in life. Like, there's going to be 50-odd thousand people in that park, and against a hell of a rival in the Blues, and we know that they'll be coming after us. That's something that's a challenge that we've got to meet head on, and we're pretty excited by that. We needed to get through tonight and get the result that we wanted, the bonus point win, which we've achieved, and now all sights will be on that game. And like I know, it's as a forwards coach, Danny's a good operator up front, and he's got he's smart forward pack there, and I think it's going to be a hell of a challenge. So it's one I'm looking forward to.
Are your players thriving on the pressure of having to achieve these bonus point wins?
Yeah, well, I think at the end of the day, like we keep just talking about trying to drive the performance, and we know that we've got the players that can do the game plan that we want. We've just got to keep consistent in our preparation for that, and also too in keeping our heads on in the right moments. And look, I think if you keep focusing on outcome so much, you can actually lose sight of what you're trying to achieve. So we've got a pretty clear game plan, and we stuck to it for most of tonight. And again, if we can just keep improving and keep taking bigger chunks of moments, and those, we'll get better.
When What have you made of the Blues, Chris? Because they seem to have made some real strides recently. Improving.
Yeah. No, I think at the end of the day, they are a team that you need to pay a lot of respect to, and we certainly will be. Like I say, they've got their set pieces going well. They've been shifting the ball around too, and they're very physical. So it's going to be a very good game. And there's obviously, people will be players when people will be talking it up about, New Zealand tour and all that sort of stuff. But again, if we get carried away with that, we'll lose sight of what we actually need to achieve. And we're up for that challenge. We're excited, and I can tell you now, there's a changing shed full of boys ready to rock and roll for that. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's been a tough season for you guys, just with the injuries and World Cups and everything. I mean, I was looking before the game. You've used 50 players this season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those where there'll be long-term benefits out of this season, however it ends, because of what you have to go through.
Yeah, and again, it's something we talked about during the week. Look, every game for these young guys, they learn something, don't they? And that's great. But also too, I guess, 50 odd players tells the tale, really, doesn't it? And we have had a tough season, but then we've also too been, probably the masters of our own downfall in certain times. But we will look at the positives out of this for sure. And like you say, the youngsters getting game time, we're learning a little bit more about individuals as well. And again, we reflect inwardly a lot as a coaching staff and as management. And we've had to have a really hard look at what we do. And we've had to tweak a few things. But on the whole, again, the future's bright. But again, we just need to make sure we keep winning games as we go through.
With Dan Baker, I mean, James King obviously playing at 7.
Yeah.
A bit of a jack of all trades, because he really seemed to go well there as well. I mean,
yep.
It must be good to have a guy who's so versatile, you can live away every play.
Absolutely, and I think again he plays with a lot of energy, doesn't he? And he's got a lot of speed, and there's some lovely touches from him tonight. I think his work rate is huge, isn't it? So it is great to have that guy, a guy like Kingy in your team who can do that. But again, I thought that back row complemented each other really well, and it's based off a platform of type 5 that are working pretty hard. So, I think it's really good that we've got that sort of versatility within our loose forwards.
Chris, did you pick up any bumps tonight?
Yeah, there's a couple of there's just a couple of bits of soreness around shoulders and stuff like Ollie Cracknell. Again, we'll just have to assess him. I don't think it's going to be major. It's just little stingers and things like that. And I think Hano's the same, but nothing too that you wouldn't expect, really.
Was Reece okay, Chris? Because he looked as if he was sort of feeling the shoulder as well.
Yep. No, again, it's just. I think it's just the wear and tear and bumps and bruises. They were very physical. They put their bodies around. Filippulo was throwing himself around. So poor old Gareth Tom felt the effects of that at one point.
Are you going to have a specialist open side for the Blues game? Sam Underhill going to be fit?
Well, we'll wait and see. Really. What is good is that we've got guys that are putting their hand up. Ollie Cracknell, James King, Dan Baker this week. So again, it's just we got to see what's best for the group and what's best for us going forward. Now, the way that the Blues are playing with their speed in their back row, it's something that we seriously have to have a look at. But again, we'll assess that, get through tonight, understand the bumps and bruises, see where we are medically on Monday, and then we can reassess from there.